I'm Mabel, and you're listening to the Winning Brief Soundbites. Today, we close our three-part series on the 2026 Future Ready Lawyer Survey. We have looked at governance and shadow AI. We have looked at the new architecture of legal work. Today, we turn to the question that ties them together. How do we train the lawyers of the future? Last week, Stanford law professor David Freeman Engstrom told Axios that the junior lawyer of the future is a symphony conductor, piecing together AI outputs, data, and legal scenarios. Those who cannot wield the baton, he warned, will find themselves without an orchestra. I had things to say about that on LinkedIn this week. The 2026 Wolters Kluwer Future Ready Lawyer Survey shows inadequate training is one of the top barriers to wider AI adoption. The question this episode asks is, training into what? The conductor metaphor is generous. It assumes the conductor already knows what good looks like, what the music should sound like, when the violins are flat, when the brass enters a beat early. In legal terms, it assumes the lawyer already has judgment. Junior associates have always done two jobs. They build and they learned. They learned by drafting bad clauses that partners redlined into good ones. They learned by reading disclosure to find the one inconsistency that mattered. If AI handles that work, junior lawyers might keep their jobs, but lose their formation. Clear drafting is not a style. It is the residue of having drafted badly under supervision. AI literacy is necessary. The survey is right to call inadequate training a barrier, but that is not the whole job. The harder question for every firm and every law school is this: how do we preserve the apprenticeship that produced lawyers' judgment while integrating tools that now absorb the apprenticeship work? The future-ready lawyer is not just the one who can conduct, she is the one who can still hear when the music goes wrong. Now, 5 useful phrases for your own practice. 1. Inadequate training is one of the top barriers to wider AI adoption in legal practice. Use this when discussing why AI adoption has been uneven across the profession. Barriers to adoption is the standard market research phrase and works well in client conversations, board presentations, and procurement discussions. 2. AI literacy is becoming a core competency for lawyers at every level of seniority. Use this when arguing for training investment. Core competency is HR and strategy vocabulary that lands well in conversations with managing partners and general counsel, and signals you take the topic seriously. 3. Replacing junior roles with AI risks eroding the future pool of senior experts. Use this in conversations about firm strategy or training pipelines. The verb erode, to wear away gradually, is precise and visual. The phrase carries a real warning without sounding alarmist. 4. Many firms now treat technological expertise as a key factor when recruiting new talent. Use this when describing how hiring has changed. Treat X as a key factor is a flexible structure you can reuse with other criteria: communication skills, language ability, sector experience. 5. Clear drafting is not a style. It is the residue of having drafted badly under supervision. Use this when arguing that training matters more than tools. Residue is a vivid metaphor of what remains after years of practice. The phrase pushes back gently on the idea that AI can replace formation. And it is the kind of line your listeners can reuse to make the same case in their own offices. Now the pronunciation drill. Repeat after me. Inadequate training is one of the top barriers to wider AI adoption in legal practice. 2. AI literacy is becoming a core competency for lawyers at every level of seniority. 3. Replacing junior roles with AI risks eroding the future pool of senior experts. 4. Many firms now treat technological expertise as a key factor when recruiting new talent. And 5. Clear drafting is not a style, it is the residue of having drafted badly under supervision. Well done. That brings us to the end of our 3-part series on the 2026 Future Ready Lawyer Survey: Governance, Architecture, Apprenticeship. 3 conversations every European lawyer is now having. At The Winning Brief, I help multilingual lawyers in Europe build the structure and the phrases to communicate clearly in English about AI, about the profession we share, and about everything in between. Visit thewinningbrief.eu. Thank you for listening and see you in the next series.